All right, what is up, everybody? Hey, the Houston Texans just did the impossible, and as a result of that impossible, look out. There's a new team in the playoffs if they were to start today, and it is the Houston Texans. Just think about how much has changed from 5 weeks ago. Just think about it. And when you're asking me what the impossible is, I'm absolutely getting there. But before we do that, I just want to talk about what we do on this channel. We love talking about the teams that the national media ignores. We are Detroit Lions fan. In fact, we have another channel called Sports Talk Detroit. And we know what it feels like to have your team ignored, right? Like the Lions have been good lately, so people are following them a little bit more, which is all great and whatever. But there are other teams still where unless they're winning and dominating, the national media is not talking about them. And the Texans are absolutely one of those teams. And I think they're on the hunt again for another 12-5 season. Yeah, they're only 8-5, but they're on the hunt for a 12-5 season. And when I say that they just did the impossible, how many of you, after losing to the Denver Broncos on November 2nd, after falling to 3-5, how many of you thought that this team would then run off 5 straight victories? In those victories, it included at the time, very good Indianapolis Colts team. It included a Kansas City team, and it included Buffalo. Who would have thought in that 3-game stretch after losing to Denver that you would have beat Buffalo, Indy, Kansas City? I can fully understand those of you who said we're going to beat Jacksonville and Tennessee. Oh, and by the way, who would have thought you would have won those first 2 games with a backup quarterback? Who would have thought you would have beat the Buffalo Bills with a backup quarterback? These are not things that bad teams do. And you have found a way to win every single one of these games by no more than 10 points. In fact, 4 of the 5 games were 1-score games. 7-3, 4-4, and then arguably the most difficult game, going on the road to cold Kansas City at night, prime time, you find a way to get a victory. Man, does it have to feel good to be a Texans fan. Wow, does it have to feel good. So in this video, we are going to talk about what you have left in the schedule. I'm going to talk about the takeaways from the game itself. And then we're going to go back again to the playoff picture. So I kind of want to reverse do this, and I want to go back to the playoff picture. If the playoffs started today, you are in. This team that is 1 game ahead of you, the Buffalo Bills, you hold the head-to-head with. You hold that. That's not a bad thing. This other team that's in front of you, the LA Chargers, all right, you play them to see if you are going to hold the advantage in a tiebreaker. In fact, if you beat the Chargers, likely that will catapult you ahead of them. You absolutely still have the Jags in reach. I have no clue. All right, I just want to be really clear on this. I have no clue who holds the tiebreaker between you and the Jags. The information I find says they currently do, but you're 1-1 against each other. You're both 4-1 in the division with 1 game left. Each of you have 1 game left. All right, yours is against the Colts. Theirs is against like the Titans or something like that. And then you both have 1 game left in the division. You both you have the exact same record against each other. You have, and by the same amount of points, you have the exact same division record. And I believe you both have the same conference record. I don't know what that looks like, or they may own the conference record right now. But by the end of the year, you could own a better conference record. It's just crazy how far down we're having to look to figure this out. You need them to falter. But when I look at your schedule, when I look at what you have left, please tell me who you're losing to. Go ahead. Look, I understand LA just beat. I understand the Chargers just went and they beat the Eagles in a primetime game. But I also know that your strength is your D-line and their current weakness is their offensive line. They have a great defense. It'll be a defensive battle. You're not losing to Arizona at home. You're not losing to Vegas at home. You're not losing to the Colts at home. and the Fighting Phillip Rivers. All right, 44 years old. That's going to be their answer at quarterback. Like, maybe he could come in and Joe Flacco this thing, like Joe Flacco did, but for the Colts. But I don't think so. I don't think so. Or like he did for the Browns. But I don't think so. Like, I see this going 3-1 or 4-0. 3-1 at the worst. And that just tells me that you guys are going to be, good to go. And I know things can change very, very quickly. I understand that. But the Colts are reeling. They don't know where to go. They're reeling. They don't know where to go. The Ravens just lost to the Steelers. So they're not really a threat to catch you. They still could win out. But man, oh man, when I look at this, wow. All right, so let's talk about the game itself. As a Texans fan, you had to be feeling so good watching that game. And no, you're not feeling good because it was a game full of high-flying acrobatics. It wasn't. But here's a couple of the differences when you look at what happened. C.J. Stroud wasn't great. 15 of 31 for 203 yards. Patrick Mahomes was not great. 14 of 33 for 160 yards. Neither quarterback could pass the 50% threshold. That's unheard of in today's NFL, right? There's one major difference. C.J. Stroud took care of the ball. No picks. Patrick Mahomes had 3. Simple. All right, let's go to the running game. All right, Woody Marks ran the ball a lot, ran the ball hard, but averaged 2.6 yards per carry. Great. Their 2 running backs averaged 2.5 and 3.3. Okay, we're not going to count 1 carry by Brashard Smith. We're going to count the 21 carries between Pacheco and Hunt. Neither team could run the ball well. But again, even though neither team could move it, it was a battle of defenses. Here's the other big difference that I see. All right, the Chiefs spread the ball around, but it is very clear that C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins, there is a go-to target there that you can go to even when things are going poorly. This offense is not great. I do believe it is continuing to get better. It is a lot to ask a warm weather team to go up to Kansas City where it is cold, play in the cold, and get a victory and have an offense look like a juggernaut. That is not easy to do. It is very hard for an indoor, dome, warm weather team to go on the road in cold and have that offense look fantastic. It's just not easy. Even cold weather teams that are from cold weather states, if they play in a dome, the Lions, the Vikings, right? Like, there are teams that play in domes up north where you're like, yeah, they're not great cold weather teams. They're just not. That's okay. But you're putting yourself in a position where, man, oh man, you might even get to a first-round bye. Wow. This is impressive. This is a phenomenal, best defense in the NFL defense. You can win with that. I've talked about it week after week after week on this channel. I will keep beating that drum until there's nothing left because it is true. All right, hope you're enjoying these videos. If you like this channel and what we're doing, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one for more Texans content. We're always talking Texans on this channel. Let's do it. See you on the next one.